Welcome to Phil Waybright Gymnasium. Steve Stricker alongside Alex Stearns. And Andy Stone, I think, is coming, but I have not seen him yet, so I don't know for sure what's going on. We have Argos Lady Dragons basketball action coming your way tonight on the Argos Voice Sports Network here on RTC4.com and on Channel 4 in Rochester. We thank you for tuning into tonight's broadcast and would like to thank the sponsors for helping make this possible here this evening. RTC Fiber Communications, the Zone Sports Complex in Northern Indiana, Shepherd Chevrolet Buick in Rochester, First Federal Savings Bank of Rochester, H&H Contracting and Hereford Home Inspections, Argus Do-It-Best Hardware, In Stitches and Signs, Mr. Trophy, CNS Outdoor Power Equipment and CNS Automotive, Halderman Farm Management and Real Estate, Kelly Hoffman, Oliver Ford in Plymouth, and State Farm Insurance, Alvin D. Morris, agent in Knox, Indiana. Well, up for you here tonight, the Lady Dragons are back home for the first time since their game versus Jimtown on the 19th of November. They were on a 4-game road trip, so to speak, that started off with Culver just before Thanksgiving. They won that one 68-19. And then the big one up at Morgan Township, number 10 in Class A, they won that one 48-42. And then on the third, they went to Elkhart Christian and won 62-17. And just last Tuesday, they were at Pioneer and won that one 67-28. Up here for the Lady Dragons this evening is the Culver Girls Academy Lady Eagles. Argus is still ranked at number 2 in the Class A coaches poll. They are 9-0 on the season. Culver Girls Academy come into the game at 7-3. Lady Dragons are coached, of course, by Gary Teal. Coach Teal, excuse me, I still can't get rid of this cough. Coach Teal is 67-34 in 5 seasons with the Lady Dragons, 225 and 144 in 17 seasons of varsity girls coaching overall. CGA is coached by Gary Chrislieb. He is 119 and 103, and he is in his 11th season at CGA. He is 157 and 133 in 14 seasons overall. Last time out, of course, as I mentioned, the Lady Dragons defeated Pioneer 67-28, and the CGA defeated Delphi 42-38. The opponents' records for the Lady Dragons are 32-60, while the Lady Eagles' opponents are 35-40. Lady Dragons hold the edge in the series over the last 15 years with an 11-6 record. And their last meeting was the 15th of December on 2015, that going the way of the Lady Dragons by a score of 46-39. Predicted score here this evening for the game by John Harrell is 49-34, the way of Argus. And the Lady Dragons are led in scoring by Courtney Dunlap at 23.7 points per game. Courtney Dunlap was named the WSBT Burger King Outstanding Student Athlete of the Week last week. So huge congratulations to Courtney on a great accomplishment here in her senior season. She's also second in rebounds with 5.9 rebounds per game. She has 6 assists per game and 4.6 steals per game. Anna Barlow is your second leading scorer at 7 points per game. She is the leading rebounder at 6.8 rebounds per game and leads the team in blocks with 2.7. Macy Stricker is at 7 points a game scoring as well. She has 2.6 rebounds, 1.7 assists, and 3.3 steals per game. The Lady Dragons are in third place in the state still in defensive average. They're only allowing 24.33 points per game. and that's in all classes in the state of Indiana. Their average margin of victory is 33 points per game, and that is good for number 4 in the state of Indiana. They're scoring 57.3 points per game, and should be a good one here tonight. The Lady Eagles are led by Plymouth native Tori Stiers, who is a senior this year. She's a 5'7" guard for the Lady Eagles. And I saw a tweet by Val T here this afternoon. He thinks that Tori Stiers is the best player that the Lady Dragons have had to face so far this season, which is fairly, that could be the case. However, I think the Lady Dragons as a team probably stack up a little better. They have a lot more depth, I believe, than the Lady Eagles do, but you never know how it can go. Lady Dragons have passed the 2 hardest tests so far this season. They had North Judson here at home. North Judson has proven to be a very good team. 7-1 is their record. Their only loss coming here at Phil Waybright Gymnasium to the Lady Dragons. And then, of course, on the road last week against a good Morgan Township team, big, strong, physical Morgan Township team, and they were able to pull out the victory over there over the number 10 ranked Morgan Township Lady Cherokees. So Lady Dragons are 9-0 on the year. If they can pull out the victory here this evening and move to 10-0, that will match their start of last season and be tied then for the second best start all time for Lady Dragons program. Looking ahead, if they pull out the win here, we've got a game coming up tomorrow evening here as well versus New Prairie, an add-on to the schedule this year after the Winnemac game was postponed and then eventually canceled due to Winnemac's football success. So New Prairie is a new team for the Lady Dragons. They're going to be coming in here tomorrow with 1 win on the books. If the Dragons can pull out the win here tonight and the win tomorrow and go 11-0, that will tie them with the 06-07 team for the best undefeated start ever in Lady Dragons program history. So a lot on the line here for the next few games. We've got the game here tonight, the game here on Saturday. We have a game next week versus another team that is new to the Lady Dragons, although they have played them in the summer, and that's going to be the Peru Tigers. They're going to be coming up to Phil Waybright Gymnasium next week on the 15th. So if the Lady Dragons can take care of business here tonight, they should take care of New Prairie and Peru, 2 teams with only 1 win apiece. And that will set up the game of the year here at Phil Waybright Gymnasium coming up on December 20th. And that will be the number 1 in Class A, Michigan City Lady Blazers versus your Argos Lady Dragons. So that game there, mark your calendars, December 20th, start time 7 p.m. That's going to be a good game, a tough Marquette team. They won their sectional last year, were highly favored to win regional with a good, tough group of freshmen, and got knocked out in the Caston Regional by eventual runner-up in the regional, North White, before the Lady Dragons, of course, defeated North White and ended up winning the sectional. And yeah, we know what happened after that. They won semi-state and, only just went down and played at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. So big matchup here coming up on the 20th. Mark your calendars. If you can be here for that one, definitely put that down. We will definitely be here live for that game. But you want to be here, pack the house. All the students that are down in college right now should be out for Christmas break at that time. So let's get here. Let's pack Phil Waybright Gymnasium, and let's knock off number 1, and let's do something that the Lady Dragons have never done, and that's come in at the coaches poll in the number 1 slot. Been number 2 for a few weeks here. Let's pack the house and support the Dragons and see if we can't get that done. So we got about a minute left to go here before the start of the game here from Phil Waybright Gymnasium. The Lady Eagles are back on the floor and getting set for the national anthem. And we're going to get set to go here with the tip-off and starting lineups in just a moment. First, I want to take a moment and thank RTC Fiber Communications for all their help and support in bringing us Argos Lady Dragons basketball. RTC4.com is your source for all Argos Dragons sports action. Thanks Scott Sager and Abby Malco, and keep Scott and his family in your prayers. His mom has been in the hospital, and it sounds like things are on the upswing, so that's good news for everybody. And but continue to pray for that family. So we got the Argus banner flying high. We've got the pep band here this evening, and we've got the Argus Dragon mascot out as well. Big game here tonight with the Lady Dragons taking on the 7-3 Lady Eagles from just down State Road 10 in Culver. The bi-county draw was made this week, and the Lady Dragons and Dragons will both be facing the Triton Trojans. The varsity squads will be playing here at Argus in the first round of that, and the JV squads will go over to Triton on Monday and play there. The winner of those games will face the winner of Bremen versus Culver Community. I don't know why I drew a blank there for a second, but Culver Community and Bremen, and then LaVille is going to be facing Oregon Davis in the bottom half of the bracket, and Missouri is going to be taking on John. So the 52nd annual, I do believe, Marshall County bi-county tournament, that will be held in January 22nd, I believe. All right, here we go. We're getting set. The starting lineups for both squads. And looks like I'm going to be flying solo here for a while. I thought Andy was heading down this way. He's up doing some training at the zone, but has not made an appearance yet as of now. And they are awarding Courtney Dunlap with a game ball. And I did not hear, but I assume it has to do with the fact of getting the WSBT Burger King Outstanding Student Athlete of the Week Award. Huge honor, and congratulations, Courtney Dunlap, for your huge accomplishments. For the Lady Eagles, number 1, Tori Stiers, a 5'7" senior. Number 3, Mary Kate Wright, who is a 5'5" freshman. Number 10, Jessie Etheridge, 5'8" senior. Jordy Blackburn, a 5'4" senior, and Kennedy Kubica, a 5'9" senior. For your Lady Dragons, Courtney Dunlap, number 10, a 5'9" senior. Number 22, Kennedy Binkley, a 5'7" senior. Number 24, Macy Stricker, a 5'7" junior. Number 30, Emily Calhoun, a 5'7" senior. And the big man in the middle, number 50, Anna Barlow, a 6-foot senior. All right, here we go. Looking through the starting lineups, 5'8", 5'9". Not a real tall squad here for the CGA Lady Eagles. Of course, led by the senior. She's actually from Plymouth, Indiana, Tori Stiers. Number 22, Kennedy Kubica, a 5'9" senior, is going to be tipping against Anna Barlow. Barlow gets the tip and tips Calhoun over to Dunlap. Courtney Dunlap brings it across the timeline. She gets it over to Calhoun on the wing. Calhoun, Barlow up top, and gets it to Stricker on the top of the key. It's like a little zone action here for the Lady Eagles to start the game. And the Lady Dragons are just kind of working the ball around, trying to find the weakness in the zone. Stricker gets a pass over to Dunlap for 3, rims in and out, and the rebound to Stiers. Stiers brings it across the timeline. Binkley's on her, passes up top. And there's a steal by Binkley right off the bat. Dunlap's going to go coast to coast and puts it in for 2. Courtney Dunlap with the first points of the game. And a little full court pressure. Wright has it, and she tries to get it through Anna Barlow, and it's kicked out of bounds by Courtney Dunlap. Etheridge is going to inbounds the ball underneath their bucket for the Lady Eagles. And number 22, Kubica, was wide open, but she misses the 15-footer, and Barlow gets the rebound. Stricker gets it over to Calhoun. Calhoun on the baseline to Binkley. Binkley back up to Calhoun, over to Stricker. She's going to take a 3, and it's just off the front iron. No good. Rebound by Kubica. Pass up ahead to Wright. Wright working on Stricker, and she puts in an 8-footer. Good job there by the freshman. Score is 2-2 with 6:20 left to go. Macy Stricker, nice little jump shot fake. Can't decide whether she wanted to use the backboard or not, and gets in the middle. And there's a 3-point attempt by Calhoun. It's off the mark, and they're going to get Anna Barlow for the first foul. It's going to be her first and the team's first. Blackburn's going to bring it across the timeline for the Lady Eagles. She's got Calhoun on her. They get it to Stiers. Stiers going to drive the lane, and that's blocked by Barlow, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it's going to stay Lady Eagles ball. Etheridge is going to inbounds for the Lady Eagles. Etheridge has it. Now she tries to make the pass, and it's stolen by Calhoun. Calhoun gets it over to Stricker, and Dunlap's going to try another 3-pointer, and that's off the front iron again, and rebounded by the Lady Eagles. So cold shooting here to start the game for the Lady Dragons. Only 2 points to show for it. Nice backdoor to Stiers, And she puts it, no, it rolls out. That was in and out and in and out, and it goes out, and Dunlap has it. Dunlap gets her pocket picked by Blackburn, but they're going to call Blackburn for the foul. It's going to be her first, and it's going to be the Lady Eagles first. Stricker inbounds it to Courtney Dunlap. Dunlap over to Calhoun on the right wing. Calhoun gets it to Stricker at the top and gets it over to Binkley on the right. Binkley gets a nice little pass into Dunlap, and it's too hard from 15, but the rebound goes to Kennedy Binkley, who gets it over to Calhoun, and Dunlap drives the lane, and she gets fouled. Another foul on number 12, Jordy Blackburn. That's going to be her second and the team's second. So quickly in as a sub, number 4, Rebecca Chrislieb, a 5'9" sophomore, is going to come in for Blackburn. They're going to call that was on the ground. Dunlap is going to inbounds. Nice pass into Barlow. She can't finish, but she gets her rebound, throws it back up again, gets another rebound, throws it back up again, and she gets fouled. Woo! Can't finish the shot, but she gets fouled. And they're going to call that on the ground as well. Wow. Okay. So Rebecca Chrislieb just comes into the game and picks up a foul for the Lady Eagles. Stricker has a three-pointer, and it's way off the mark. And rebounded and stolen. Dunlap, nobody can put a bucket in here for the Lady Dragons. Dunlap stole the pass and missed the easy left-handed bunny. And Stiers is working on Binkley. She gets around her with ease, but can't finish on that end either. And it's going to be tipped out, and it's going to be Lady Dragons ball. Well, the only good news is that the Lady Dragons can't hit anything. So far, the Lady Eagles haven't as well. Still 2-2 with 4:30 left to go in the first quarter. Barlow has it, gets it to Dunlap. Dunlap driving the lane, and there she goes. She's a nice little 12-footer for Courtney Dunlap. Second field goal of the game for Courtney. Mary Kate Wright has it. Calhoun and Binkley on her. Gets it over to Chrislieb. Chrislieb gets it to Stiers on the baseline. She's going to drive around Stricker and pass it back up to Chrislieb. Into Wright. Wright gets blocked by Barlow, and Stricker almost gets it. Stiers takes it in, and she misses from 18, and Dunlap gets the rebound. Dunlap's looking to go all the way, and she's short, and it's going to go off of Kubica out of bounds to the Lady Dragons. So cold starting here for both squads. It's a 4-2 ball game with 3:41 left to go in the first period. Dunlap gets it into Stricker, gets it over to Calhoun. Stricker has it at the timeline. Calhoun on the left. Calhoun back up to Stricker, over to Binkley. Binkley gets a nice pass in, and a baseline jumper by Dunlap is off the mark, and Stiers is running hard down the lane, and Binkley, she misses again, and Barlow gets the rebound, gets an outlet over to Dunlap. Dunlap brings it across, and she's going to go in all the way for the bucket, and the score makes it 6-2 with 3 minutes left here in the first period. Stiers brings it across with Binkley on her. They're going to skip it over Chrislieb for three, and she doesn't hit anything but glass, and rebound by Barlow. Dunlap gets it up. Stricker's got a wide open layup and puts it in for two. Good look-ahead pass there by Courtney Dunlap to Macy Stricker. And with 2:39 left to go in the first period, it's 8-2. Lady Dragons with the lead. And we got a timeout on the floor by the Lady Eagles. I'd like to thank First Federal Savings Bank of Rochester, www.firstfederalbanking.com. The Rochester location is at 310 East 9th Street in Rochester. Their phone number is 574-223-2128. They also have locations for your convenience in Plymouth, Bremen, Elkhart, and Mishawaka. First Federal Savings Bank, www.firstfederalbanking.com, or call them at 574-223-2128. Well, I got Phil Dean over here on the headset for me, but he's got his mic up around his ear, so I'm thinking he's probably not wanting to say anything. but he looks like to be helping me out with some stats. Still struggling with this cold I've had for about 2 weeks, so I apologize for that. Chris Lieb gets it in to Kubica. Back out to Chris Lieb for 3 and bounces off of the iron and no good. And Dunlap gets the rebound. She's coming down the floor. And Morgan Dunlap just checked into the game, and she goes up and airballs a 3. Gets a good shot there from Etheridge after the shot. Looks like she came in for Stricker, and Rachel Kuntz is going to check in now for Anna Barlow. That's probably a good move by Coach Teal to get Stricker out. She normally likes to get that first foul here sometime about now. So get her a little break and get her back in here before the end of the quarter, hopefully. Wright drives in on Morgan Dunlap, and she's going to draw the foul. And they're going to say she was shooting. All right. They're going to call Courtney Dunlap on that? That's the wrong Dunlap. Mary Kate Wright puts in the free throw. I'm not sure that there was no way that was Courtney Dunlap. She wasn't even near the play. That should have been Morgan Dunlap. But they're going to call that, and Wright makes both free throws. Well, they're going to call it on Courtney. They've got it on the board that way anyway. So Stricker checks back in. Calhoun goes out. Binkley's got it down to Kuntz. Kuntz drives baseline, can't get anything, gets it back out to Binkley. Binkley gets it up to Dunlap. Dunlap's going to go around Mary Kate Wright, and she gets blocked by Chris Lieb, and the rebound goes to Etheridge. Stiers brings it across the timeline for the Eagles. Etheridge has it. She's got Kuntz on her, blows by Kuntz, and gets it to Wright. Wright puts it in for 2. Mary Kate Wright has all 6 of the points so far for the Lady Eagles. Morgan Dunlap gets it across to Stricker. Stricker gets it up to Courtney Dunlap. Minute left here in the first period, 8-6, Lady Dragons with the lead. And Courtney Dunlap, she tried to get it into Kuntz, but it was deflected off of Etheridge's leg. And here comes Stiers, and poked away from Stiers by Stricker, but it's recovered by the Lady Eagles. Chris Lieb's going to take another 3, and she gets that one to go. Rebecca Chris Lieb from 3. And that gives the Lady Eagles a 9-8 lead here in the first period. Courtney Dunlap from 3, and she's going to be way short. And the rebound attempt is going to be picked up by Etheridge and Kubica. Stiers comes across. Stiers has it out top with 0.4 seconds, and she misses at the buzzer. After 1 quarter of play, the score is 9-8. CGA with the lead, so Lady Dragons have to do something that they've not done all year, and that's come back from a first quarter deficit. So good quarter there by the Lady Eagles. Mary Kate Wright, the 5'5" freshman, has 6 points on 2 shots and 2 free throws, and the other 3 points came on a Rebecca Chris Lieb 3-pointer. Jordy Blackburn has 2 fouls for the Lady Eagles. Only 2 Lady Dragons with any foul trouble, and that's 1 for Dunlap, which they said Courtney, but I thought it was Morgan. And Anna Barlow has 1 as well. Courtney Dunlap has 6 for the Lady Dragons, and Macy Stricker has 2 first quarter points. So Lady Dragons are not quite in sorts here so far in the first quarter. They've got a lot of shot opportunities, just nothing has fallen. Fortunately for them, not a lot of shots have fallen for the Lady Eagles either. although they did get, after 2 misses by Chris Lieb, they did get the third 3-point attempt to fall. Tori Stiers has been held to 0 points in the first quarter for the Lady Eagles. Second quarter is going to get underway. It's going to be Lady Dragon ball. Binkley's going to inbounds to Dunlap. Courtney gets it to Morgan. Morgan's short on the 18-footer, and they're going to get her for a foul on the rebound attempt. That's going to be her first. Should be her second, but it's going to be her first. And it's going to be the team's third. So Lady Eagles, Stiers brings it across. Stiers in the corner. Looking for Chris Lieb. Stiers drives it and gets it in for 2 over top of Dunlap. So that's the first points of the game for Tori Stiers. Stricker drives around. She missed Kuntz wide open underneath, and there's going to be a turnover for the Lady Dragons on the travel call on Rachel Kuntz. Fairly clean first quarter of play as far as turnovers go, but Lady Dragons are not quite playing the game that they normally play here so far at this point in the game. Stiers gets it across the timeline. She's got Binkley on her. Binkley causing problems with Tori Stiers. And there's a turnover for the Lady Eagles. Morgan Dunlap is going to take it to the basket. And no call. A lot of contact that time by Stiers, but no call. And Stiers comes back across. Drive to the bucket, and Stiers, oh. Anna Barlow was standing still as a statue, and they're going to call her for the foul. That's going to be her second foul, and that's going to put Tori Stiers at the line, shooting 2 with the Dragons down 8-11 and 6:36 left to go in the first half. Coach Teal's probably going to want to get Anna out of the game. And the first free throw by Stiers is no good. We got a sub, number 23. Sydney Herseg comes in, and Rachel Kuntz comes in for the Lady Dragons, replacing Anna Barlow. Second free throw here by Stiers, and that's good. 3 points on the game so far for Tori Stiers. Binkley gets it ahead to Stricker. Binkley back up to Stricker up top. Stricker gets it over to Morgan Dunlap. Morgan looks over, gets it back to Stricker. Lady Dragons look a little confused right now with what they're running. Morgan Dunlap has to go around, gets it to her sister Courtney. Courtney's going to drive the lane, gets it to Binkley, off the mark, and they're going to get a foul call, and it's going to be on Ken Binkley on the rebound attempt. So Kennedy Binkley gets her first foul. That's the 5th team foul on the Lady Dragons, so no shooting just yet, and Stiers brings it across for the Lady Eagles. Chris Lieb has it, Dunlap's on her. Back up to Wright. Wright working around, and she gets blocked by Binkley, but the rebound goes to Stricker. Stricker gets it up to Dunlap. Dunlap's going to go hard to the bucket, gets it back out. Stricker's going to shoot a three-pointer, and just off the mark, and it's going to go out of bounds to the Lady Eagles. .5:34 left to go in the first half. 12-8, Lady Eagles with the lead, and they have the ball. Stiers brings it across the timeline. Cold shooting for the Lady Dragons continues. Wright takes it in and takes a 10-footer. She's off the mark. Morgan Dunlap gets the rebound, and she's going to bring it across the timeline herself. Stricker gets it to Binkley. Binkley sees Kuntz inside, and she goes up strong and doesn't get the shot, but she gets the foul called, and that's going to be on Chris Lieb, I believe. And that will be Rebecca Chrislieb's second foul of the game. And Rachel Kuntz is at the line to shoot 2. First free throw is good for Kuntz. Got a sub coming in for Chrislieb. Number 10, Etheridge, is going to come back into the game and replace the coach's daughter, Chrislieb, who has 2 fouls in the first half. Second free throw is off the mark by Kuntz. 9-12 is the score. Lady Dragons down with 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Stiers has it, works on Binkley. Passes up to right over to Etheridge. Etheridge back over to right, almost stolen by Binkley. Back over to Stiers. She thought about a 3-point attempt. No, doesn't pull the trigger. Right, working on Binkley. Good job by Binkley keeping her in front. And there's a wide open shot by number 23, Hersick. And she puts it in for 2. Gives the Lady Eagles a 5-point lead. Pressure, Lady Dragons. Binkley's going to take a 3-point attempt. Rebound, Kuntz. And they're going to call a jump ball, and it's going to go to the Lady Eagles on the alternating possession. Stricker pulled up at the 3-point line there, didn't pull the trigger. Looked like she had an opportunity maybe to drive the ball to the basket and was unwilling to take that shot. So 5-point Lady Eagle lead with 4 minutes left, and they're going to call a timeout. Coach Chrislieb is going to look to go to the jugular here with 4:13 remaining. I can almost bet he's going to draw up a play that's going to feature Tori Stiers as the eventual attempter for the score. So the Zone Sports Complex in Northern Indiana, located at 2923 Van Vactor Drive in Plymouth. www.thezonesportscomplex.org. Owners Rick and Barb Miller, Ted Hayden, Doug Griffiths is the operations manager. Dwayne Morton is a former NBA player and Kentucky Mr. Basketball winner. Andy Stone, of course, is the director of soccer. They've got a dribbling and shooting clinic coming up on January 2nd and 3rd at the Zone. It's going to be one session is going to be dribbling from 2 to 3. Session 2 will be shooting from 3:30 to 4:30, and it's going to be boys and girls in grades K through 8. Cost is $50 for a 2-day session, or $80 for both 2-day sessions. You can call Doug Griffiths at 574-210-3880 or email Doug at GNB Editor, Golden Black Editor. He's the former editor of Golden Black at AOL.com. Back underway here from Argos. Lady Eagles have the ball and a 5-point advantage. And another shot by Hersick, and it's off the mark, but a good rebound by Etheridge. Gets a 3-point attempt, no good, and Stricker gets the rebound. Stricker gets it up. Courtney Dunlap has the ball. She's going to come across the timeline and wheel into the lane and put it in for 2. Dunlap decided she was going to take the ball and score it, and she did. Wright passes over to Stiers. Nice cut there by Kubica, and she gets a nice little 8-footer for 2 and gets a lead back up to 5. Stricker gets it up to Dunlap. Dunlap has Kuntz. She's going to take it all the way to the bucket, and she's going to get fouled. And that foul is going to be on number 10, Jessie Etheridge, and that is her first, team's 5th. Courtney Dunlap at the line shooting 2 for the Lady Dragons. First one is good for Courtney. She's got 9 points so far this evening of the 12. Second free throw is good as well. 13-16, 3:19 left to go in the first half. Mary Kate Wright brings it across the timeline, gets it over to Kubica. And almost turned over. Etheridge gets it and gets it to Wright. And that's going to be poked away by Dunlap. Out of bounds is going to stay Lady Eagles ball. Inbounds, Wright has it, works into the paint, gets it over to Kubica, back up to Stiers. Kubica has it and looks inside, gets it over Mary-Kate Wright for three, and it's good. Mary-Kate Wright is having a whale of a game with 6, 9, 10, 11 points for the Lady Eagles. And there's a foul. Looks like they're going to get number 22. They're going to get the number 22, Kubica, on the foul. Her first, team sixth. Lady Dragons are down 6 with 2:39 to go, first half. Calhoun has it on the right wing, gets Binkley. Binkley gets her pass tip, but Dunlap gets it, takes it in, and the layup is good for Courtney Dunlap for her 12th point of the game. Stiers brings it across. Nice pass inside. Back over. Wright's going to try another three, and it's just off the mark for Mary-Kate. And Dunlap gets the ball. She's going to come up quick. And she's going to take it hard to the bucket and gets the foul, and that's going to either be Stiers. Yep, they're going to get Stiers on the foul. That's going to be her first, and team 7th. So the Lady Dragons will be in the 1-1 from here on out with 2:05 left to go. Dunlap, though, is at the line to shoot 2. And first one rims in and out for Courtney. 19 to 15, 2:05 left to go. Lady Dragons down 4. Second free throw from Dunlap, and that's good. Makes it 19-16. Stiers gets it in Etheridge, back to Stiers. Over to Wright. Inside to, and the shot by Kubica is off the mark. Rebound, Dunlap. Dunlap sees Calhoun, and Calhoun loses control and goes down hard, and they're going to call, it must have went, no, they're going to call a foul on Hersick. That's going to be her first, and that's going to put Calhoun at the line shooting 1-1. So Emily Calhoun at the line. She's got a 1-1, and the first free throw is off the back iron, no good. Stiers brings it quickly across the timeline, and Wright gets blocked by Stricker. There's a turnover by Calhoun. And Calhoun can't get the rebound, and Hersick puts it in for 2. Calhoun brings it across, gets it to Kuntz. Kuntz takes I would say a little bit of an ill-advised shot with nobody underneath there to rebound, but 3 Lady Eagles. And nice drive by Etheridge, and she puts it in for 2. And the Lady Eagles are having their way, got a 7-point lead with under a minute left to go. And Coach Teal wants a timeout to talk it over with the girls. With 57.6 seconds left to go, the score is 23-16, CGA Lady Eagles. H&H Contracting and Hereford Home Inspections, owner Rob Hereford. Give him a call at 574-498-6013. Does concrete work, guttering, roofing, general contracting of all types, as well as home inspections. You give him a call, he can do an inspection on your new property and help you determine any issues that may arise with the property. He can also give you a written report on site. Hereford Home Inspections strives to help you make the most informed decision on the purchase of your new property. Hereford Home Inspections and H&H Contracting, owner Rob Hereford, 574-498-6013. Well, the Lady Dragons find themselves in unfamiliar territory here, down 7 with less than a minute left to go in the first half. And nobody's really able to do much on the board, and there's a turnover and a good job by Kate. And there's a big block by Stricker, gets it out of bounds and goes into the old stage there and says, get that out of here. So maybe that'll get the Lady Dragons going a little bit. Big block by Stricker on Mary Kate Wright. Stiers has it on the left side. She's going to drive baseline. She's going to swing it over to Wright. Wright's got it on the right, back up top, over to Stiers. Good ball movement here in the first half by the Lady Eagles. They're moving all the time. Nobody's standing still, and they're playing well as a team. Tori Stiers, leading scorer for the Lady Eagles, only has 3 points out of the 23 for the Lady Eagles. Stiers has it, 10 seconds left. They leave her open, and she's going to draw a foul. Boy, that looked like that could have been. They did, okay. Ooh. I thought they were calling that on Dunlap. That's going to be the second foul of the game on Stiers. She gets called. Dunlap takes the charge. So 5.2 seconds left to go here. Dunlap has it, and she wheels in and turns it over, and that's going to do it for the first half at Phil Waybright Gymnasium. Lady Dragons down 7, 23-16. And they got some work to do here in the second half to make up this deficit if they want to continue to be undefeated. So the CGA Lady Eagles have done a fine job here in the first half. Only have maybe 2 turnovers on the game. Lady Dragons have at least 6 that I counted while I was trying to do everything else. So unofficially, I've got Tori Stiers with a field goal and a free throw, so she's got 3 on the half. Mary Kate Wright has 4, 7, 8, 9 points in the first half. Rebecca Chrislieb has a 3-pointer, so she's got 3. Etheridge has 2. Kennedy Kubica has 2. And Hersig has 4. Let's see. Phil's got the numbers here for me. Only 3 Lady Dragons in the scoring column. 13 for Dunlap, 2 for Stricker, and 1 for Kuntz. Foul-wise, there's a few here. Anna Barlow with 2 for the Dragons. Stiers with that second foul on that charge has 2. Chrislieb has 2. Blackburn was out a lot with 2 fouls, and then Kubica, Hersig, and Etheridge all have 1 foul for the Lady Eagles. So too many turnovers in the first half for the Lady Dragons, too much standing around, and just not enough team action for the Lady Dragons. You know, they're waiting around, and it's just not working out for them right now. Down 23-16 at the half. So we're going to take a quick break and let you catch your breath and come back here with some second half action from Phil Waybright Gymnasium, where the Lady Dragons are down at the half, 23-16 to the Culver Girls Academy Lady Eagles. All right, we're getting ready to go here for the second half of action. The Lady Dragons have a little bit of a deficit to make up, down 23-16 at the half to the CGA Lady Eagles. So I'd like to thank CNS Outdoor Power Equipment owners Richie and Amy Miller at located on North Michigan Street in Argos. 574-892-5790. Hours of operation Tuesday through Saturday, 8:30 through 5. They sell Toro, Kohler steel. They do mowers, trimmers, chainsaws, snow blowers, and much more. Also service chainsaws, sharpening, lawnmower repair, on-site service calls available, as well as pickup and delivery. All right, here we go. Second half underway. Morgan Dunlap is in for Calhoun to start the second half, and the four starters other than that. Stricker with the ball, and she gets it over Binkley. Stricker's going to take a three, and it's off the mark again, and rebound chased down by Dunlap, but it unfortunately goes to the Lady Eagles. Stiers has it. She gets it over to Blackburn. Stiers on the top with Kennedy Binkley on her. Stiers gets around her. Nice little pass down, and unfortunately no good there by Kubica. Stricker gets the rebound and pulls up. Gets it over to Binkley. Back up to Stricker. Takes one dribble and doesn't do anything. Dunlap's going to take a three with two girls on her, and she puts it in. Three-pointer. Courtney Dunlap makes it 23-19 with 7:06 left to go in the third. Much needed three-pointer for the Lady Dragons. And the three-point shot is off by Blackburn, rebounded by, she's got Binkley. Binkley down low, and good job by Dunlap to find Kennedy Binkley for two. And just like that, Lady Dragons are back to within two at 21-23. And Coach Chris Lieb's going to get a timeout. Doesn't like the way the Lady Eagles have started off. And 5 quick points to get going for the Lady Dragons. Makes it 23-21. We got 6:39 left to go in the third period. CNS Automotive owners Richie and Amy Miller, also located on North Michigan Street. Phone number for CNS Automotive is 574-892-9100. Full service auto repair. They do oil changes, AC service, tune-up, diagnostic services, tire repair, tire sales, and much more. Give Tucker a call at 574-892-9100 and talk to Tucker over there and see what he can do to solve your car's problems. Stiers is going to inbounds on the far side for the Lady Eagles. Gets it into Blackburn. Got to top the key. The Lady Eagles look a little confused here to start the second half. Stiers has it. She goes over to the left wing. Pass back up to Mary Kate Wright. Blackburn with Stricker on her. And nice cut by Wright, and that's going to be stolen by Stricker. And she's going to lose the ball. And almost a travel there. Wright gets it over. Stiers is going to take a three-pointer and no good. And rebound Dunlap. Gets it over. Stricker's going to take a three. No good. Stricker drives in, gets Binkley on the baseline. Stricker gets it over to Dunlap. Dunlap misses the shot and rebound, and it's going to be a foul on Mary Kate Wright. Number 3, good job by Morgan Dunlap. It's going to be her first foul of the second half for the Lady Eagles. And Morgan Dunlap a little lackadaisical with that inbounds and almost stolen by Mary Kate Wright. Gets it in to Stricker. Stricker gets it over to Dunlap. Dunlap sees Stricker, misses the 12-footer, And the rebound goes to Wright for the Lady Eagles. Steal by Binkley, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it's going to stay Lady Eagles possession. And there's a shot from Blackburn for three. Jordy Blackburn puts in a three-point field goal, makes it a 26-21 game. Stricker gets it to Morgan Dunlap. Back over to Stricker, up to Courtney Dunlap. Nice pass inside, but Ken Binkley can't make the 10-footer, and Stiers comes up with the rebound. So there's a steal from Stricker. She's got a breakaway layup, can't miss it, make it, but she gets the rebound and puts it in for two. Let's see if that gets Stricker going here in the second half. Wright has it, she gets double teamed, and there's a steal. And Courtney Dunlap finds her sister Morgan up top, and Morgan puts it in for two. Morgan's first points of the game, so a couple turnovers here for the Lady Eagles with 3:45 left to go. It's a one-point game. There's a three-pointer from Blackburn, and it's short, and the rebound, Morgan Dunlap. She's got Stricker if she hustles. She misses, and they're going to call it over the back on Stricker, her first foul of the game. Nice try there by Macy Stricker to get the rebound off the miss by Morgan Dunlap, just unable to cleanly rebound it. Gets called for her first with 3:32 left to go. Lady Dragons are back to within one, and it's going to be Lady Eagles ball going from right to left. Blackburn brings it across. Looking for Stiers, and she gets drilled by Binkley. It's going to be the second foul on Kennedy Binkley, and the second foul of the game, or the half, for the Lady Dragons. And trap in the corner, they got her trapped, and the reversal, and they're going to get Morgan Dunlap with a foul. She almost got there on the reversal, just a step behind. And Morgan Dunlap is going to get called for her second foul of the game. Stiers has it. Gets it over. Chris Lieb in the game now for the Lady Eagles. Blackburn has it up top. They're looking for Stiers, 2-3 zone now for the Lady Dragons. Stiers on the right wing. High cut, and a three-point attempt from Chris Lieb is good. Good ball movement that time by the Lady Eagles, and the second three-pointer of the game for Rebecca Chris Lieb. And they got Stricker trapped. She gets it out to Binkley. Long, nope. Dunlap thought about it. Dunlap drives into the lane, and it's off the back iron and rebound by Stiers. And blocked by Barlow, but Binkley doesn't go after the loose ball. I don't know what was going on right there. She just kind of stood there and watched the ball go right past her. So Lady Eagles recover the loose ball with a 4-point lead. Got one wide open. I don't know what the Lady Dragons are doing, but then Barlow comes back and recovers and gets the block. Stricker gets it up. Dunlap. Dunlap wheels in and gets an easy two. 29-27, minute 45 left to go in the third period. Lady Dragons to within two. They're trying to cover 2 people with 1, and it's not working out. Stricker's getting caught in no man's land. A jump ball, and it's going to go to the Lady Dragons. Number 23, Sydney Hersick is going to come in for Kubica for the Lady Eagles. So a 2-pointer could tie it up here for the Lady Dragons, or a 3 could take the lead. Stricker finds Dunlap. Dunlap wheels in and can't make it, but she gets the rebound and gets fouled. Good work inside there by Courtney Dunlap. They're going to call that, I don't know who. They're going to call that on Stiers. That's her third. With 1:15 left to go in the third, let's see if Coach Chris Lieb leaves her in the game. She's not come out of the game at all, but with 3 fouls and still a minute to go. And Dunlap, free throw is good, makes it a 1-point game. See if she can get the second one and tie this one up. Second free throw is good, and we're tied up at 29 with 1:15 left to go in the third. Dragons have fought back from a 7-point halftime deficit here to tie it up. See if they can get the stop. And there's a steal by Stricker. And she almost loses it, and Kennedy Binkley does a miraculous job to get it back for the Lady Dragons. There's a turnover. And a 3-pointer by Chris Lieb, and it's way off the mark. Rebound Stricker. 35 seconds left to go. Stricker picks up her dribble. Everybody's shaded over towards Dunlap on the zone for the Lady Eagles. 20 seconds left in the third. "12 seconds. Dunlap has it. Binkley's going to set a screen on Stiers. Screen, little roll. Dunlap has it. Dunlap's going to take it hard to the bucket, and she's going to get fouled with 2.8 seconds left to go. And they're going to get number 12, Blackburn, and that's her third foul of the game as well. So Dunlap at the line with 2.8 left, and she can give the Lady Dragons the lead here with going into the end of the third period. And the first one is good. So Lady Dragons retake the lead for the first time since early in the ball game. Score of 30-29. And the second one, no good, but Barlow is able to go up and puts it in for 2 at the buzzer, makes it 32-29. Great rebound by Anna Barlow, and that's the first points of the game for Anna. And after 3 quarters of play, Lady Dragons 32 and CGA 29. So back up on top. That was a 16 points in that quarter for the Lady Dragons. So they matched their entire total of the first half in that one quarter and held the Lady Eagles to only 6 points. So 16-6 third quarter. Put your Lady Dragons back up 32-29 going into the fourth. Argos do it best. Operator Mark Vanderweel at 200 West Walnut in Argos. You can call them at 574-892-6700. Full service hardware store. All kinds of varieties of hardware. Snow shovels, snow tools. They've got snow blowers. They got ice melt, lock de-icer, all the good stuff that you don't want, but you got to have because it's cold outside. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but it is cold, and it's getting colder, and it's going to snow on Sunday. And I guess it's winter in Indiana, so that's that time of year. But stop over at Argos Do It Best and pick up all the supplies you need to help you get through the cold winter here in northern Indiana. All right, fourth quarter action getting set to go here. 32-29, Lady Dragons with the lead. And Mary Kate Wright's going to bring it across the timeline for the Lady Eagles. Mary Kate had a big first half with 9 points, did not score in the third quarter for the Lady Eagles. Blackburn has it. Directing traffic. Back up to Wright. Wright almost traveled. No call. And get it inside, and there's a tie-up. No, they're going to call a foul? Oh, my. That looked like a clean tie-up by Dunlap. And they're going to get Morgan Dunlap on the foul, and that's going to be her third of the game. Really should be her fourth because Courtney took one for her. Almost turned over. Push off by Wright, no call. Wright gets it over into the corner. And it's stolen from Wright by Dunlap. She's got her sister going up. Nice pass in from Stricker. She's going to take a three, and she just cannot get anything to fall here this evening. Blackburn directing traffic. Gets it over to Wright. Wright over to Chrisley. Stiers is out for the Lady Eagles to start the fourth quarter. Chrisley has it on the three-point line. Back up to Wright. Back over to Chrisley. Back over to Wright. Back over to Blackburn. Almost travels. Keeps her pivot foot. Chrisley has it on the right wing. Lady Eagles look a little out of sorts with Stiers out of the game. 6 minutes to go. Blackburn has it. Chris Lieb on the right wing. Lady Dragons playing some good defense here. And Coach Chris Lieb doesn't like what he sees. He's got Stiers on the check-in block, getting ready to come in, so he calls a timeout, and let's get Stiers back in. Mr. Trophy at 200 West Walnut Street, owner-operator Amy Stone at 574-892-5005. She does plaques, trophies, engravings, all kinds of awards, anything that you can think of. They are, Mr. Trophy is your award source in Argos since 1975. Give them a call at 892-5005 or go visit Amy at 200 West Walnut Street, just west, attached to the hardware store right there in Argos on State Road 10. Alderman Farm Management and Real Estate, Kelly Hoffman, thank them for all their support of Lady Dragons basketball as well as Argos Dragons basketball. All right, let's reset the game here. 5:47 left to go. Lady Dragons with a 32-29 lead. We're in the fourth quarter, and the Lady Eagles a little bit out of sorts here to start the fourth with Tori Stiers on the bench. Coach Chris Lieb says, you got to get back in there. She does have 3 fouls so far in the game, but she's a senior and she's going to probably be smart about it. Mary Kate Wright has it, and they get it in to Stiers. A nice little turnaround right there, and she's off the mark. And Anna Barlow tracks it down, and Stiers loses it. Stricker gets it. All right. Stricker gets it to Dunlap. Dunlap's wheeling in. Nice pass inside to Barlow. And she can't get the shot to fall, but she gets fouled, and she's going to go to the line to shoot 2. See if Anna can put these shots in. The foul was on Hersick, her second. And Barlow's good on the first free throw. So Anna Barlow's coming to life here in the second half, has 3 points now for the Lady Dragons. Second free throw is good as well. 2 for 2 for Anna, and the lead is up to 5 now with 5:18 left to go. Mary Kate Wright has it, gets it over to Chris Lieb. Chris Lieb over to Stiers. Stiers looks in the corner, nothing, gets it back up to Blackburn. Blackburn over to Stiers. Stiers gets double teamed and gets it back up to Blackburn, looks to drive, and she goes back door to Chris Lieb, and the pass is off the mark, and there's a turnover for the Lady Eagles. A little full court pressure here now by the Lady Eagles, and they get it in. Double team. Binkley goes down, and they get tangled up, and Dunlap has it. Stricker is not going to take that shot, and she gets it over. Now she'll take that one. Still can't get it to go, and Barlow, wow, everybody's on the floor, and timeout. Looks like Dunlap. Not sure if she's got a cramp or an ankle. I think it's just a cramp. So she must have had possession of the ball, and with 4:29 left to go, Coach Teal gets a smart timeout, and 34-29 is the score. We got 4:29 left to go. Oliver Ford at 1001 East Jefferson Street in Plymouth is your full-service dealer for Ford and Lincoln for over 60 years. You can call them at 866-452-8233 or visit them at oliverford.com. Oliver Ford, we tip our hat to you. So the cold shooting continues for Macy Stricker, but the Lady Dragons have pulled ahead by 5 points now with 4:29 left to go. And they got possession, 6 second half turnovers here for the Lady Eagles have really hurt their chances. They had a 7-point lead at half. So between the third and early fourth quarter now, the Lady Dragons have outscored them by 12 points and have pulled ahead by 5. So let's see what the Lady Dragons can do with 4:29 left to go. And this is a different play that we've not seen. Stricker gets it. Stricker with Stiers on her. Gets it over to Dunlap. Dunlap has Mary Kate Wright guarding her. And Dunlap almost carried it, and it looked like she cleanly let it bounce, but the ref calls her for a double dribble, so the first turnover of the quarter for the Lady Dragons. And a steal by Morgan Dunlap. Good job on Chris Lieb. And she goes all the way, scores the bucket, and gets the foul. And Blackburn is not happy. That's her 4th foul, but Morgan Dunlap picks her pocket, gets the turnover, takes it coast to coast, scores the bucket. And she's got a 3-point play opportunity coming up right here with 3:57 left to go. And she can't make the free throw, but good play nonetheless, and Stiers brings it across for the Lady Eagles. Stiers gets it to Wright. Morgan Dunlap playing good defense on Mary Kate Wright. And they get it in. Stiers drives all the way to the lane and puts it in for 2. Tori Stiers, that's only her 5th point of the game. And it looks like an advantage here for the Lady Dragons if they can push it up. And Morgan Dunlap, she gets fouled, and looks like it's going to be Hersick, and that's going to be her 3rd. And Dunlap is going to go to the line to shoot 2. And that's also the 6th team foul of the second half, so even if it's not a shooting foul the next time up, Lady Dragons are going to be in 1-and-1. And unfortunately, Dunlap cannot convert. on the free throw, so she's 0 for 2. Courtney's like, step back, take a breath, let her relax, and drop this one in. And the second one is good for Morgan Dunlap. So 5 points on the game makes it 37-31. We got 3:20 left to go in the game. And Stiers is open. Stricker's on her. Rotate over. Mary Kate Wright has it. And they're going to get a foul. Barlow was trying to get Hersick, and she got a little bit too much arm. It's going to be her third foul, team's fifth. So it's going to be out of bounds on the far side, and Wright's going to get it into Stiers. Stiers gets it over, and weird looking shot there by Academy. And Stricker comes down with it out of the outlet from Barlow. Dunlap gets it to Binkley on the baseline. Over to Barlow. And there's a foul. Looks like they got, I don't know if she's cramping up again or if she got a knee to the thigh, but Courtney doesn't like that. Foul is going to be on Hersick. That's her fourth, and that's going to put Dunlap at the line shooting 1-1. And Dunlap puts it in. 7 free throws on the night here for Courtney Dunlap. 22 points so far in the game. And the free throw is good. 23 for the game for Dunlap, makes it 39-31 with 2:40 left to go. 8-point Argos lead. Blackburn brings it across. They're going to look in. Stiers from 15, and she gets it to roll. Tori Stiers starting to heat up for the Lady Eagles. Stricker handles the pressure. And she gets tied up and travels, so a turnover for the Lady Dragons. Blackburn brings it across. Gets it up to Wright. 2:11 left to go. They're going to call Stricker on a little reach-in foul. That's only the second of the game for Macy, so she's in good shape. 2:06 left to go, 39-33. Got to have some good defense here for the Lady Dragons. Stiers has it with Morgan Dunlap on her. Three-pointer is way off the mark by Blackburn. Dunlap can't get the shot to go, and no foul called. Stiers, Kennedy Binkley got smacked in the face at midcourt, and Courtney Dunlap goes down, and it's getting to be a little bit, they got a foul on Dunlap, her second. And that's going to be a 1-1 now for Tori Stiers. And we got a sub for the Lady Eagles. Etheridge is going to come in, and Hersick is going to go out. Stiers has 1-1. All right, a little bit of confusion here. What did they do, Phil? Did they count a bucket? Almost turned over. Good job by Binkley. Minute 32. Dunlap has it out top. Stricker gets it across court to Morgan Dunlap. Back over to Stricker. Stricker gets it to Binkley. Just going to waste some clock right now. Goes off of Courtney Dunlap's thigh and out of bounds, and it's going to be a turnover. 39-35. I must have missed a bucket. They must have said that Steyer's got a field goal there. So with a minute left, a 4-point game for the Lady Dragons. Mary Kate has it. Steyer's over, and a 3-point attempt is no good, and it's off and out of bounds. Blackburn's 3-pointer doesn't hit the rim, and it's going to be out of bounds. And with 52.5 seconds left to go, a 39-35 ball game. Lady Dragons are going to have the ball out of the timeout called by Coach Gary Teal. I'd like to thank State Farm Insurance agent Alvin Morris of Knox, Indiana, for his support of Lady Dragon basketball, as well as the Fitness Forum and Lifeplex up in Plymouth. Also want to thank Shepherd's Chevrolet Buick in Rochester. As soon as we get the package there, we've got a good advertising deal going on with Shepherd's Chevrolet and Buick in Rochester. They're located down in Rochester, Indiana, and can help you out with all your Chevy and Buick needs. So, all right, last minute of this one, 39-35. Stricker's going to inbounds. We got 4 across, breaking a press attempt for the Lady Eagles. So we'll see. Hopefully both teams are in the 1-and-1. And Stricker gets it into Morgan Dunlap. Morgan gets it over to Courtney. Courtney gets double teamed. Courtney gets it across timeline up to Kennedy Binkley. Back over to Courtney. And Steyer's is going to foul her. That's going to be her 4th, and it's going to put Courtney Dunlap at the line, shooting 1-and-1 with 40 seconds left. And the first free throw is good. 9th free throw of the game for Courtney. Running out of room here, Phil. So 40-35. If she can hit this, it'd be a 6-point advantage for the Lady Dragons. And she's good. So 10 free throws now on the game. And 40 seconds left to go. 6-point lead. No threes. Chris lead. And it's kicked out of bounds by Dunlap. It's going to stay Lady Eagles ball. Scott and Abby, your cameraman's over here eating popcorn with a 6-point lead and 30 seconds to go. I don't know how he's doing that. Mary Kate Wright has the ball up top. She gets it over to Blackburn. Back to Wright. Binkley on her. Steyer's for 3. No good. And it goes off of Macy Stricker and out of bounds with 13.5 left to go. As long as they don't do anything silly right here, like foul a 3-point attempt and get a 4-point play, Lady Dragons should be in pretty decent shape. And it's stolen by Morgan Dunlap. Morgan needs to, there she goes, good job. Smart play by the freshman Morgan Dunlap. Gets it up to Anna Barlow and over to Courtney Dunlap. And that's gonna do it. Lady Dragons pull out a good second half effort and win 41-35 over the Lady Eagles from Culver Girls Academy. Down 7 at the half and come back and win by 6. So outscored the Lady Eagles by 13 points in the second half. Whew. So the Lady Dragons matched their start to last year at 10-0, and the Lady Eagles will fall to 7-4 on the year. So congratulations to the Lady Dragons. I'm going to take a quick break here. I'd like to see if Coach Teal has a minute, and maybe Courtney. So we'll take a break here, so don't leave us just yet. All right, we got some game stats here for both squads. Turnover-wise, Lady Dragons unofficially 6, 8, 11, so not too shabby there. There may have been more. I was trying to watch everything, and 1, 3, 6, 12 for the Lady Eagles. I'm sure that that number is just a little bit off as well. All right, scoring-wise for the Lady Eagles with 35 points. They were led by Tori Stiers and Mary-Kate Wright with 9 each. Mary-Kate did not score in the second half. She had 9 at the half. Rebecca Chrisley with 2 threes. She had 6 on the game. Hersick had 4. Blackburn had 3, and Kubica and Etheridge both had 2 for the Lady Eagles. The Lady Dragons were paced by Courtney Dunlap with 25, Morgan Dunlap with 5, Stricker and Barlow both had 4, Binkley had 2, and Kuntz had 1 for the Lady Dragons. So final score again here from Argos, Lady Dragons 41, and the Lady Eagles 35. We're still awaiting Coach Teal and Courtney, see if we can get them to come up here for a quick post-game interview.
Good Lord knows I'm not talking.
Not really sure what happened to Andy tonight. Did not hear that he wasn't going to be here, but he got tied up doing something apparently, and didn't make it in. So Alex is down there looking for Coach Teal. So we'll see if we can get him on for a little interview here. All right, Coach Teal is headed up here. He's saying all his hellos to all his grandkids, which takes just a few minutes because there's a couple of them. So we'll get him and hopefully Courtney Dunlap here. And going to try this out here tonight. I haven't done this yet. I'm going to switch over to the camera on the computer. Intentionally this time, not like with the Judson game 2 years ago where I did it unintentionally. So
See you guys later.
all right, here he comes. He's working his way, maybe. Got a few more people to talk to.